Good day. Last week we showcased the Southern African python, an iconic African snake, a widespread and fairly well-known snake occurring over much of Zambia and other African countries. Amongst other aspects, we highlighted one of the unique features of that snake being the presence of temperature-sensitive or heat-detecting scales on the upper and lower lips. For this week's Newsflash, we're going to be observing a very common and widespread snake species, the house snakes of the genus or grouping called Boaedon. In Zambia, this snake is generally recognized in the vernacular as Njokadzua. Let's watch the video about this gentle, nocturnal snake species that is essentially harmless to humans and an excellent controller of rats and mice.
So this is the very common brown house snake. We're talking about house snakes today. Now these two snakes, you might notice that they are a slightly different color to each other. The one is more of a tanny type brown and the one is more of an orangey type brown. Now they can vary in color from a very dark chocolate brown to a lighter chocolate brown to sandy brown to tan brown, and I've captured them literally orange in color. They're a slow-moving, nocturnal, gentle snake, but they are formidable predators when it comes to rats and mice. They are excellent controllers of rats and mice. So if you happen to have them in your granaries or in your maize fields, all they're doing there is sorting out your rats and mice. Now there are actually three different types of house snakes in Zambia. There's this one, the brown house snake, or Boaedon capensis. There's another one called the Frey's house snake, Boaedon freydi, and then there is another one called the sooty house snake, which is encountered mainly in the northwestern and northern provinces of Zambia. But they are all harmless. They are very similar in their behavior to, let's call it, a mini python. But they are excellent at capturing rats, as I've said. One of these will go into a mouse burrow where there's a family of mice, and it will wipe out the whole family very quickly. Now, in terms of their distribution, the brown house snake is encountered mainly in the central, southern and eastern provinces, where the sooty house snake is in the northern, northwestern and northern provinces. The Frey's house snake at the moment, its only known distribution is the Lusaka province, as well as the eastern and the central provinces. An interesting snake indeed, but if you encounter them, you'll probably encounter them at night time. They like to sleep during the day, and then they will come out and actively hunt. And they tend to occur more in areas that are rife with rodents. So if you see them as a very dark color, please, they are not a black mamba. If you see them in this color, then you are fairly well assured that they are a brown house snake of one of the color variations. Now normally the brown house snake will have a couple of white lines on the side of its head. Many of the Zambian versions do not seem to have this, but in southern Africa, the white lines that are on the side of the head going through the eyes to sometimes up to a third of the way down the body is very apparent. Not necessarily here, but they are surprisingly strong in terms of their constricting power, and exactly like the python, they will strike with some considerable speed at a mouse or a rat, coil around it within seconds, constrict it until it's dead, and then eat it from the head to the tail normally. These snakes also take lizards. A very interesting snake. As you can see, it's a slow moving and gentle snake. That's it for Boaedon capensis. Thank you for your time. And thank you once again to Kalimba for hosting me.